Hello everyone! Welcome back to Root Time. We are so excited to have you here again.
We are very excited, especially because it's finally spring and the weather is so warm right now. I don't know where you are, but here in South Korea it's getting super warm. So I personally feel great.
I know, we just had the cherry blossom season. It's so warm and pretty outside. I hope wherever you are, same there. In this video today, we have something very interesting. We will be talking about transition skincare.
Do you, in your personal beauty routine, have a certain shift happening when the temperatures are changing? Because I have to admit, I personally never really did it, before this year.
Really?
Yeah.
Like the whole year you use the same skincare products and your skin doesn't feel uncomfortable?
Well, actually, the reason is I grew up in Senegal, which is a country that is summer all year long. And so I never really knew that I needed to change because the temperature are pretty much the same. And so when I came to Korea, then I was like, oh, okay. After I saw how the winter changed me and the summer changed me, I was like, okay, now I have to learn how to do the transition routine.
Right, when the temperature changes, it has quite an impact to the skin. So every time while the temperature changes, it's best to always transition and adapt a new skincare routine for your skin.
And summer is closer than you think, so I think it's actually time that we tell you about what we learned about transition skincare routines and how we actually prep that skin to be nice and ready for the summertime. Let's get started. And first, we will tell you exactly what happens to your skin during the winter. Usually, even if you don't have an actual winter, when the temperatures are dropping and therefore your skin becomes actually drier than it normally is. Depending on your skin type, you might be feeling certain symptoms such as dryness, tightness, even sometimes peeling around your nose because you're blowing your nose and you're getting colds and everything, or actually a little bit of redness.
Right, in my case, my skin in general is very oily, but even having an oily skin in the harsh Korean winter times, my skin gets quite dry and irritated. That's why I mainly focus on hydration during winter times. I really make sure to use some hydrating serums, hydrating, nourishing, rich creams to lock everything in.
And in my personal case, I used to actually be combination skin, and after I came to Korea, it just literally did like a whole flip. My skin became extremely dry, and I was actually a little bit worried because I had no idea how to actually tackle the issue. And so what I actually started doing was go crazy, okay? I got so scared that I would literally use coconut, like raw coconut oil that you would use for cooking and putting on my skin. Like in 2 days, my skin was like, no girl, that was a mistake. I had literal pimples all over my face. And so after it started calming down and I realized, okay, I guess because of the weather around me, my skin became dry, I started actually learning how to do skincare, and I tried to use a little bit more products that are adapted to my skin.
Right, everyone has a different skin type, so all the ingredients work differently for each skin. But guys, come on, not coconut oil. No, coconut oil to the body. Okay, coconut oil to the face.
Nope.
Alright, let's start with a little bit of a reminder on what your skin is actually doing when it's winter. Or even if you don't have exactly winter, when your temperatures are dropping around you, it is actually accompanied with a lack of humidity and your skin is actually drier than it is naturally.
Well, depending on the country where you live in general, if you have warmer days during spring and summer, usually the oil production increases along with the humidity level. So in general, if the temperature is higher than 15 degrees Celsius, your skin naturally starts producing more and more oil in order to normalize the natural moisturizing factors.
On another note, your skin during spring is actually able to tolerate a little bit more active products according to dermatologists. Of course, the keyword is caution, especially if you have sensitive skin, but as it's doing its job to protect you and to regulate itself, it is also able to have active ingredients that will allow you to exfoliate your skin to make it more even, etc.
That's right. The skin type, skin conditions changes throughout the time, season, climate. That's why it's always good to listen to your skin, whatever it needs right now at the moment. Since we are talking about skincare transition, Bibi, is there anything you have changed in your skincare routine?
Oh my god, yes. As I told you earlier, I was so worried about my skin that I started doing less than intelligent things, let's just say that. And I actually decided to do some research and see what would actually work for my skin. So now I consider myself to be between combination and dry, but a little bit more dry than usual because we just finished this like super cold winter, right? So I decided, okay, I really want to make sure that my skin is hydrated as much as possible, but you can maybe not see it right now, but I have a lot of acne scars, especially on the sides of my face, and that is something that I want to fade so bad. But because I'm too scared of using really harsh products, I decided to kind of start slow. So I actually started using this, and this is the Be Plain BHA Peeling Ampoule. And as you can see, I pretty much used the whole thing. It was interesting at first because I was like, nothing is really happening, right? But after maybe 2 weeks of using it, my texture overall was a little bit smoother, and some of the scar that I had on my forehead was a little bit, you know, kind of fading away. They haven't disappeared yet, but it was actually a great way to start fading them. However, speaking of the feeling in my skin, actually after using this after, you know, the first week, I didn't think it was that hydrating. Like I kind of felt a little bit dry the next morning. So I wasn't really sure. And so after, I actually started using the Purito Recovery Cream, the green level. And it was kind of like the combination of the two was like, okay, we're exfoliating, but we're rehydrating your skin. So before I went to bed, I kind of felt better after that.
That's right. Actually, if you have acne scars or in general even active acne, salicylic acid can help you a lot, and then BHA and AHA acids are the best to go to. So in your case, if you're using the BHA serum, it can actually a bit sensitize the skin because it does exfoliate your skin, but make sure not to use it every single day. I hope you're not using it.
So I kind of made a mistake. Like the first week, I thought I had to do it every night. So I was kind of putting it on like every night. And then I read up a little bit on it and I kind of did like 3 times a week. Do you think that would be fine?
Yeah, 2 times a week would be best for the chemical exfoliation. And then because it sensitizes the skin, I think you have a great option here. The Purito Centella cream would be the best to actually get all the moisture back in and also soothe the skin, because Centella is the best ingredient to use together with the exfoliants like this, because not many ingredients you can use together with the chemical exfoliants.
You have oily skin, so what do you do? And how do you make sure that your transition is well done?
Well, in my case, as I have mentioned earlier, I usually really focus on hydration during the winter times, but during summer times, spring, when warmer days come along, I really focus on experimenting with different ingredients. Like these days, everyone is talking about retinol, and I really want to get to it right away, but then we all know with the retinol we cannot do it at the moment because my skin has never, I've never experienced any retinols before. That's why I'm starting with the retinoid from The Ordinary.
Oh.
So I did start to use this retinoid a couple of weeks ago. I used to use about 2 to 3 times a week, but now my skin is more adapted to it, so I am trying to use it more or less every single day.
The very first time that you tried it, did you feel any discomfort on it?
Actually, yes, it does tingle a bit because it's actually quite a strong ingredient. So you have some tingling sensation, and well, that's not surprising because usually retinol would do that to your skin. But in case if I want to move on to the retinol, I do need to start with the retinoid first, and once I get used to it, I will move on to the retinol, to the hardcore ingredient.
So would you say that based on your winter routine, the biggest change was the addition of retinol in it in order to maybe exfoliate your skin more?
Yeah, during the more warmer days, I am experimenting more with the active ingredients, and I am using them during nighttime because they can really sensitize the skin. And in the morning, I really focus on removing everything and then protecting my skin with the sunscreen. Yes, so not many ingredients can be incorporated together with the retinoids. So if I am focusing on retinoid, then I do need to give up a lot of other active ingredients. So in my case, I am using usually the toner Laneige Cream Skin. I'm sure you've seen it. It's everywhere on YouTube, and it's my favorite toner ever because it's hydrating, and also it's very thin texture, best for the oily skin, as well as my favorite Deep Sea Cream from Purito. Why I love it? Because it has very light texture and it absorbs really fast. For the oily skin, way to go.
Oh. So as you can see, the higher temperature are really an opportunity to introduce a little bit more active ingredient in your routine. So we have retinoids, we have BHA. So these are really ways to make sure that your skin is still, getting more beautified, as you're also protected by using hydrated ingredients.
Right, when the seasons changes, it's the best way to actually experiment with the different ingredients and products and just listen to your skin. First of all, if you have oily skin just like me, during the winter days, you can always get away with just splash of water in the morning. You don't have to cleanse your skin fully, but during the summer days, I would really recommend you to use any gentle cleansers in the morning time, because you have to remove all these active ingredients that you used the last night and prepare your skin for the whole day. Also, vitamin C and sunscreen.
I'm glad you actually mentioned vitamin C, and if you have acne prone or acne scars, a little bit like me, if you have that, how about incorporating vitamin C but also AHA type of products into your routine? Actually, your skin during this high temperature time is at its best strength to tolerate those active ingredients, so it's the moment to experiment. But caution, keep protecting your skin, always have a layer of protection on it. And by the way, have you noticed how I said AHA or vitamin C? Not and, or. What's the reason?
So there are a lot of ingredients that are better not to use together, especially if it's going to be chemical exfoliants such as AHA, BHA, or any other ingredients, and vitamin C. So the best way is just use one ingredient in the morning and another during the night time.
And for my acne prone friends out there, you can also have other options out there. So right now, Paula's Choice has a really good serum called Resist Advanced Smoothing Treatment. This one has actually 4 types of AHAs and 1 type of BHA. It's actually made to unclog your pores gently, exfoliate your skin gently, and it gives you this amazing enhanced skin texture.
And for vitamin C, I do recommend Purita's Pure Vitamin C Serum with 5% of ascorbic acid, which is a pure form of vitamin C. It will work very gently on your skin, but also quite effectively. They recently reformulated their product for much better and more stable formulation.
So guys, we hope we were able to help you a tiny little bit with our little bit of knowledge on how to transition your skincare from the winter to the warmer temperatures. We told you how to use water-based gels, incorporate more active ingredients to your skin because that is the safest time, and also how to hydrate without overwhelming your skin with too much of a heavy texture. So we hope with all these tips, including our personal experience, we were able to, give you a little bit of a nudge on your new and revamped skincare routine.
Right, as me and Bibi just now shared with our transitions in our skincare routine, we would love to hear if there's any ingredients changes or product changes that you have made in your skincare routine during these warmer days.
So guys, we really hope you liked this video. If you did, don't forget to give us a thumbs up, don't forget to subscribe to the Rootime channel, and do not forget to hit the bell to never miss any of our updates.
And we will see you next time. Bye!